Welcome everybody to our lighting design class. And we're going to start our semester off here with an introduction to quality lighting design. We'll touch briefly on the nature of light. What exactly is it? And we'll dig a little bit into the science behind light, just a tiny bit, and move on to the question of why do we study lighting design? But then most of our content this week is going to focus on the layers of lighting concept. So starting at the basics, what is light? It is a form of energy. Light is part of the electromagnetic spectrum, which, if you reach way back into maybe some high school physics classes, is a wide range of different kinds of energies, from radio waves to rays, excuse me. Visible light then is a small proportion of that electromagnetic spectrum, and it is that portion that our eyes can see, makes up less than 1%. So here is an illustration from your textbook showing the wavelengths of visible light. So then why do we as designers study light? It turns out that light plays a really important role in how people live in their environments. It enables sight, one of our major senses. It determines how all those lovely finishes and materials that we like to choose are seen in their environment. And finally, light also affects people emotionally, and it affects their sense of safety and well-being. So here's an illustration of that. Here's a similar or the same scene in two different lighting scenarios. One feels warm and welcoming and maybe even energizing, and the other's a little bit cold and spooky. And these are two different lighting scenarios. Moving inside, why do we as interior designers care about light? Well, it turns out that people's impressions of their environment are greatly influenced by light. It can be used to define zones and boundaries. Light can be used to create links between areas or to separate them if that's what you desire. The light design can expand or contract the perceived space of the room, right? Not the actual space, we know that, but how it feels inside. And finally, and kind of this is the overall bottom line here, light will influence the mood of a room or area. So here's a couple of examples of how light can affect our emotions. Light can be inspirational. It can be exciting. Light can be mysterious or possibly even terrifying. Later in our semester, we're going to be studying the quantity of light. The quantity of light is an objective measure, measured in lumens, and as lighting designers, we need to provide an adequate amount of light for whatever's happening in the room. But right here at the beginning of our semester, let's focus on the quality of light. This is a subjective measurement, all right, and it extends beyond those objective measurements, beyond the lumens and the watts, all right, into psychology and mood. All right. The quality of light, achieving a good quality of light is complicated to make happen, all right, complicated to accomplish. And the International Association of Lighting Designers, IALD, has this kind of three-part system to describe what a quality lighting environment does. And so those three areas are human needs, including visibility, task performance, visual comfort, social communications. We have to be able to see each other's faces, mood and atmosphere, we were just discussing, all right? Health, safety, and well-being, and aesthetic judgment. Right? So we need all of those pieces to really call our environment a quality lighting environment. But that's not all. We also need to talk about the architecture and other building or site related issues such as form, composition, style. We need to be concerned with codes and standards, safety and security, and daylighting. Right? And the third piece to this, there's a lot of factors in a quality lighting design, right? So the third piece to this is all about economics, energy efficiency, and the environment. And this is very, very important for lighting design. So we need to be concerned with installation and maintenance, operation of the lamps, all right? And of course, energy and the environment. All right, that was a lot of factors to take in very fast. So let's step back a second and look at the overall picture of what is quality lighting. And a really simple definition of it is that it is specifically designed for particular uses and special locations. All right, this means that we didn't just provide the same lighting solution everywhere. All right, we really took a close look at what exactly was needed in each location. Right. Quality lighting will allow your users to function comfortably, all right, to feel safe. Everybody wants to feel safe, and to appreciate the environment around them, the aesthetic components. Quality lighting includes skillful application of the principles of design, and you want to integrate light into your entire composition. All right, don't just think of it as an afterthought. And you want to use a layered lighting scenario, and we're going to talk a lot about that. Once you have a quality lighting solution, or maybe one of the ways that you know you've got a quality lighting solution is that it results in the conservation of natural resources. You want to balance and integrate daylight with your electric sources, right? And this will give you some reduced energy costs. So what is this layered lighting that I've mentioned a couple times already? Well, it is a way to use multiple light sources in one room or area, each with its own specific purpose. Layered lighting is going to include natural light as part of the overall lighting design. And one of the big reasons why we like this particular method of design is that it gives the users, people who are in the space, the flexibility to select and adjust the lighting for the different activities or the different needs at any particular moment. So we just discussed what a quality lighting design consists of, and then briefly introduced the idea of layers of lighting. Thanks, everyone.